I knew I was taking a chance driving with a suspended license, which was why I was extra careful. I didn't speed. I didn't float any stop signs. I signaled before every turn. My tail lights and brake lights all worked. The police should not have pulled me over, but this was Benton Harbor, and I am a black man, so I got pulled over anyway. The cop was cool, though. When he ran my license and found out it was suspended because of a couple of unpaid speeding tickets, he could have run me in, but he didn't. He handed me a ticket and told me to drive home and park my car until I paid my fines. That's cool. Okay, I can do that. I had no plans for the rest of the day anyway. Even before the cop pulled me over, I had planned on taking care of the ticket soon. A couple of months earlier, I made a deal to open a car wash in Michigan City, Indiana, as soon as the weather warmed up in March. Before making the deal, I did a test run. I did more than wash cars. My shop did full car detailing, both inside and out. I worked 12 hours or more a day, but that was all right with me. Owning my own business and being my own boss had been my dream all my life. Most of the paperwork was signed, and I had only a few details left to take care of before I opened up the shop for good the next month. The last thing I was going to do was let some unpaid speeding tickets keep me from driving 40 minutes each day between Benton Harbor and Michigan City to run my business. I definitely planned on taking care of them in time to open my car wash. After the cop let me leave, I drove over to my grandma's house where I was staying and decided to just chill for the rest of the day. Some of my cousins were there, along with some of their friends, most of whom I didn't know. There is always a crowd at Grandma's house. I've got a ton of cousins, and some of them were always around. That wasn't a big deal for me. I hooked up my PlayStation 2 and started playing some games. One of my cousins came in and played a couple of games with me. He told me he really liked my game system. "Why don't you sell it to me?" he asked. I told him, "No, man, I don't think so." "I'll give you $100 right now," he said. All right, sold. I needed the cash to pay off my tickets. Between that and the money I had from a check I just cashed from another job, I had about all I needed to pay them off. After I sold the game to my cousin, we kept on playing. This was pretty much all I had planned for the day until one of my brothers, Buck, called to tell me he just talked to my ex. I'd had a long-term girlfriend, but we had broken up over a year before. "Yeah, what did she say?" I asked. "She wants to bring your baby boy over to see you today, this afternoon," Buck said. "Wow, man, finally," I said, excited. My ex and I had dated and then lived together for quite a while. However, things between us started falling apart when we found out she was pregnant. I started working extra long hours so I could take care of my new family. At the time, I worked a couple of different jobs. This was before the opportunity for the car wash came up. She didn't like my working so much, and eventually everything just fell apart. She took off, and I had not seen her since. I didn't even know she'd had the baby until long afterward. This was going to be my first time to see my son. "Yeah, I know," Buck said. "So she's going to bring him over to see you. And I don't know, she might leave him with you for the day, or maybe a couple of days." "Okay," I said. "I'll be ready." When I hung up the phone, I went to my room and changed my clothes and got ready to meet my son for the first time. I was nervous and excited at the same time. I checked out the kitchen and we didn't have a lot in there. Since I didn't know how long I might have my son, I figured I needed to run to the store to pick up a few things. Going to the store presented a real problem. If I had drove to the little neighborhood convenience store that was only a half mile from my grandma's house and got pulled over, I'd probably be arrested for driving with a suspended license. If that happened, there's no way I'd see my son. If my ex showed up and I wasn't here, she'd leave and not wait for me. But if my ex brought my son over and the cupboard was bare, I might not see him again for a long time either, because she would think I was not able to take care of him. I had to go to the store, but I could not drive. Not a problem, I thought. I had some cousins and their friends there in the house, and they had cars. "Any of y'all want to give me a ride to the store real fast?" I asked. One of the guys in the house, a guy named Will, who knew one of my cousins, said, "Yeah, I'm fixing to go. I'll take you." "All right, cool," I said. I got up to leave right away, which is what I needed to do, but he kept messing around doing something, I don't know what. To be honest, I could have walked to the store and back by the time he was finally ready to go. I didn't say anything because I was the one asking for a ride. Finally, he said, "You ready? Let's go." We drove to the store in his silver Dodge Durango. He drove. I rode in the passenger seat.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.